We are in for a mammoth episode today. Don't worry about 45 minutes episode 1. This could go way over 1 hour with the amount of things that we have in store today, lads. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to episode 2 of my Sorare 26 journey. And I just feel overwhelmed, to be honest. There's so many things going on in Sorare right now. There's loyalty boxes that we need to open today. We need to review last game week. We need to build lineups for this upcoming weekend. I need to show you guys my midweek lineups. And we just had the launch of the Premier League. Came out literally this morning about 2 hours ago. Cards are going as we speak. Jeremy Frimpong just there, £305 for the rare, and then the Man City cards, the limited cards penciled into that. Some of the prices are crazy. I think Florian Wirtz was like the first card to actually be auctioned. I think it went for like 500 quid, which is just mental. If you are new watching this and you are interested in getting involved in Sorare 26, by no means would I sort of endorse, getting in on these early Premier League cards right now, like today, or maybe today, because the prices are crazy. Like I'd save your wallet for it, but there is a deposit bonus or market credit sort of promotion going on. So if you do use the link in the description, you will get up to $150, pounds or euros worth of market credit. So if a card's £100 here, say for example Robert Sanchez, or he's gone now, wherever he is, and you basically can use half of that on market credit. So half would, Sorare would pay for half of the card, and you would pay for the other half, effectively, up to 150 euros. Like I said, I think that ends in September or after September. So yeah, just sort of making you aware of that. If you are brand new and looking to sign up, if you're not, and you're a regular, and you're an OG, you will have your loyalty boxes to open today. And yeah, we've been waiting over a month to open these. It's been a long time coming. I think there was 4 scarcities, like you could get a platinum, gold, silver and bronze. And yeah, we're going to crack it open. I've been seeing on Twitter like what some people are getting and stuff, so I kind of know what I'm getting, but at the same time it's still a bit of a mystery. And yeah, this is for playing the game for a while and stuff and whatever. I've nearly played for 5 years now, so yeah, hopefully I get treated well by Sorare in the loyalty box. There's like a spin the wheel thing we can get into as well. There's loads of new stuff, lads, honestly. Since last week, the amount of things that Sorare have added to like gamify the game, which I think good, is crazy. Like there's so many things to get into. Let's open the loyalty box first then. And then we'll get onto the spin your wheel. Okay, so 500 Super Essence. We get 10 wheel tickets. We get 4 reveal club clues. And 4 reveal competition clues. Well, that seems fun. 500 essence, that's basically half a craft, which is great. I don't have enough essence right now to craft a Super. I'm on 684 essence. I need 1,000 to craft. But yeah, we have 19 tickets now. 19 spin the wheel tickets, which is a brand new thing they just came out with. These competition reveals and stuff are really, really useful for when you're crafting cards. If you're new watching this, crafting cards is basically where you collect essence, and if you accumulate enough of it, you can sort of spin the wheel, you get 10 cards. And you can use these sort of clues basically, and those things I got in that loyalty box basically give me free clues. Normally you'd have to spend more essence on those clues. Anyway, we have the spin the wheel stuff, which I think's limited base right now, but you can win cards, you can win essence, competition clues in here as well, which is pretty fun. The percentages are at the top. You can win market credits in here as well. If I win any limited cards or limited essence in here, I'll give the cards away, straight to you guys in the comment section. I don't really play limited, so yeah. But I've got 19 tickets, so we might as well just spin through them to kick off the video. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Ooh, 500 XP. Okay, doesn't really do too much, but we'll take it. Let's go again. Oh, okay. So if you spin 10 times or 9 times, the 10th time is like a golden one. So we'll definitely get a golden one. Ooh, best 5 clues. No, we get a spin again. That's fine. Like I said, lad, there's so many things to get into today. It's insane. I had such a good week last game week. Like episode 1 is in like the lineups that I built for that. There's 50 essence, so that'll go towards a card I can craft for you guys. Yeah, I managed to win like $800 from the MLS competition, which was crazy. No, we got a miss. We got our first miss. Gutted. Yeah, which was unbelievable. Like to kickstart Sorare 26 off with an MLS Super Rare win, $800 plus the ceiling bonus. So I won like £32 or dollars extra. Very close to a tier 1 there. But 75 essence definitely goes towards the crafting pile. If we get enough essence. But yeah, it was an insane week. Like to win that sort of cash early on just means I can really Yeah, really go for it basically early on with the amount of competitions opening, the amount of streaks you can win. Not another miss. By the way, I have turned into a spreadsheet boy as well, which I'll get into. I've completely, done a 180 on the spreadsheets. I just want to, I'll show you in a minute, but I definitely want to just track another 50 essence. I just want to track basically my spending in season and how long it takes me to win that back through the streaks. I think it's a really easy way of doing it. I'll show you my spreadsheet. It's nothing crazy. We do get a little bit of market credit, so that's fun. How many market credits is that? 0.0278. I don't know how much that is in pounds, but 50% off is always fun. Now, I think this is the golden one. We've done 10 spins. No, not a miss. Ah, that is brutal. Oh, no, this one's the golden one. Okay, boosted odds then. We can get a star in this. Star limited, which would be great to give away. Okay, 250 essence is fine. That's 1/4 of a craft. We're really accumulating essence here. This is pretty good. I've got 11 tickets. That can't be right. Surely I have less than that. I don't know whether this is fun content or not. Let's kick off the video. But like I said, it's going to be a mammoth one. Oh, that's good. 5 best clue. That's really good, actually. Best 5 clues, a really good one. Hopefully I can use that in rare and super rare. Because I don't... Well, actually, I could use it in limited as well. But I hope it doesn't... I hope it applies to all of them. 500 XP. Okay. We're just rinsing through these tickets. You can also win these tickets by winning cards on auction and instant buy. I think it's definitely auction. I don't know whether it's instant buy as well. No, another miss. But yeah, if you basically buy a card, super rare, limited, whatever, you will get one of these tickets basically. And even if you, another 200 XP, even if you finish 2nd or 3rd in an auction, you get a ticket as well. They're doing loads of promotions right now to sell cards so rare, which I'm not like mad about at all. I think they should do that. Another miss. Like the only way they make money so rare is by selling cards, so they should do everything in their power to do so, to the best of their abilities. 75 essence. Okay, we must be close to a craft. We must be very close to a craft. I'll check in a minute. We've got a couple more spins to go, then we'll get into some lineup building and just generally looking at the market and stuff. Not another miss. We've had a couple of misses, haven't we? I feel like we've been a little bit unlucky there. If you hear the little baby in the background, baby trades, then yeah. Just know he's alive and kicking. And oh, another miss, lads. We are struggling here, aren't we? What are we? Three left. We should get another golden one, which will be nice. Hopefully, best clue. No, another miss, lads. This is rigged. I'm not happy about this. Okay, we've got 2 tickets left, and we're gonna end up being able to go one more golden after this, and we'll be done. 100 essence. Yes, that's nice. We must be very close to crafting a card. Okay, last spin then. It's a golden spin. What do we get? Baby's about to kick off. 1,000 essence. Ooh, competition clue. Okay, that's fine. We'll take that. Right, let's see if we can actually craft a limited card right now. We should be... Yeah, we can. Look at that. We're just over the 1,000 essence. So let's definitely do this then. We'll craft a limited card for one of you guys. So I'm not going to use... There we go. Yeah, so you get 10 cards to pick from. You can use the nationality reveal, the club reveal, and you can keep the best 5. I'm going to save them for my rare and super rare crafts because they're quite hard to get hold of. So I'm just going to do a random pick here. Whatever card it is will be given away in the comment section. Just leave your gallery name and stuff. Oh, Derek Etienne Jr. Okay, if any of you guys are playing MLS, in-season MLS card, is there any other good players? Not really. All MLS. Okay, we'll claim that. I'll give away a couple of other cards in the video as well, but he'll just be another one to add to the list. Probably I'll give away a rare and obviously that Derek Etienne Jr. But yeah, so that's the spins out of the way. We've still got a magnitude of other things. It does say we do have one more ticket though, so I'm just going to rip that because I'm a complete degen. Okay, a little bit of market credits. We'll take it. We'll definitely take that. So yeah, loads of things have happened since last week. I've become an XL boy, as I mentioned. We did end up having an incredible week in game week 98. We hit the Belgium hot streak with this team here, although Hans van Aken absolutely killed us, but we did manage a really nice finish there. And then this was the second place, $832 after the ceiling bonus on this MLS team. Kai Wagner, of course, absolutely ripping as usual. Other than that, I'll be honest, I kind of blanked everywhere else. Bits of essence. Contender was just complete throwaway. To be fair, under 23, I won bits of essence from here, which was nice. So like, the fact that I've got 8% ceiling bonus, I'm hitting like 80 more essence on top of the 1,000 that I win, which is really nice. I completely crapped out in arenas. I played one of each, one uncapped and one capped. Won a bit of Super Essence from All-Star, and then a bit of Essence from All-Star Rare as well, which was nice. But yeah, I have become an Excel boy. And I am going to basically just track the amount of leaderboard cash I win, leaderboard Essence, streak cash I win, arena Essence spent versus how much I win, XP won, and then ceiling cash and ceiling Essence won as well. So this is for Rare. So game week 98, I won 2,150 Essence. I won $20 cash from the Belgium League. I spent 350 Essence on arena, and I didn't win any, so I'm net down there. And then I won, as part of my ceiling boost, 171 Essence on top of this 2,150. I don't need to go into it in depth. It's not that it's not that complicated. But yeah, this is for Super Rare. So I won $800 in cash. I won $100 Essence in leaderboard Essence. So that gave me four extra Essence on my ceiling and $32 extra on my $800, which is huge because that basically pays off like the cards that I bought for ceiling. Like I bought a couple of cards to vault, two of those being Shamar Nicholson's, which I paid like $20 for roughly. So these two here, because they gave me 50 points at the time. Right now, I think he's at like 1 point, so like it's not worth doing it on him anymore. But those points are locked in. Like they're not, if I unseal him, then they're not locked, but they're locked whilst they're in the vault. I'd have to unseal him, then seal him again, and then I would only get 1 point, not 50. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. As you can see, I've been busy buying some Excelsior Super Rares, and I have bought a ton of rare cards as well, which I've put into the spreadsheet. I bought a ton of cheap Scottish League cards, basically, so Challenger. I just think they're just way too cheap. Like I haven't bought incredible ones, but definitely for the first two streaks, because it's extra rewards and it's easier to hit the streaks for the first couple of weeks. Like I really think I can just farm my way into a decent amount of those. I did buy a lot of one of 100 Excelsior rare cards. I have a long-standing sort of relationship with Excelsior. They were like not one of the first, but like I had a bit of an Excelsior stack back in the day. This is almost 2 years ago now, and they got relegated. I had Julian Bass as well. I still have Julian Bass, but he's moved on now. And yeah, it just like now I saw the Excelsior cards coming out, and I was like, they look a little bit too cheap for me to be one of 100s. And yeah, for a collection sort of purpose. Now, not all of them went cheaper than I thought. Like Van Gassel, I paid 50 quid for example. He literally just auctioned for £44 8 hours ago. So I basically paid a little bit more, premium on the 1 of 100, but you obviously get better collection points for him specifically, and it's easier to hit the 4-5 or the 3-4-5 collection bonus points. I bought a few Hearts players, a few Motherwell players. No Celtic or Rangers right now. I'm sort of detoxing from that. What did I do? There was like, they've been doing so many promotions, but there was a promotion where if you bought 5 cards from the same club and added them to your cart, you got another player from the same club for free. So I bought 5 St. Trudens players for about like £25 roughly, and I got a Taniguchi for free, which ended up being around that price. So I basically got him for free, but I paid £25 for it. But at the same time, it did get me like 2% collection points on that. So yeah, I'm like even on that in that sense. I have vaulted a couple of those cards. I'll show you them now. Yeah, here they all are. They're just collection point cards. Like they're not gonna they're not gonna like play in SO5 for me. They're literally for collection points only. And they help me in the vault as well, I guess. And then yeah, what else have I been up to? I obviously bought the Super Rare Excelsior guys. I'll show you them on the spreadsheet here, but this is basically what we're doing. So I spent £67 on those Excelsior Super Rares. Now I've already got I've already got the classic Excelsior Keeper. Like I've had him for years. So I can play one classic Super Rare and I can play a classic Unique. And I bought a classic Unique a few months ago now, in the form of Leo Gremil or whatever, for 50 quid. Or a month ago now, but he unfortunately is injured, so I probably will need another like an in-season Super Rare to field a full team. I can kind of show you how that'll look. Eredivisie doesn't play this weekend anyway, so it doesn't really matter yet. But for game week 102, so where we go in, we need to go to Eredivisie. They have their own competition, and I really think the Eredivisie stuff is just not underpriced, but I just do think the fact that it's in its own like ecosystem, you don't have to play against anyone else. So yeah, Van Gassel is my keeper, as I mentioned. This Broncos, so I think is going to be the right back for them. Adam Carlin's going to be a defensive midfielder for them. Sanchez Fernandez as their forward, and then as the extra player, it would be Leo Gramil. And if I did do that, I would get 24. So basically, if I play a classic unique, that counts as an in-season super rare, effectively, and you get 20% reward boosts. So if I won $1,000, I'd win $1,200 just because I have that unique in there. On top of that, I have ceiling bonus of 4%, so I technically win 24% on any cash or essence I win, in season Eredivisie. So yeah, once Gramil's back, I can play this team. But for the first week, for example, like next weekend, I'll definitely need to bring in another super rare, I think. But I've got all 1 of 10, so they've got a decent amount of collection points. They're playing away to NEC. It's not an easy game, but whatever. We'll see what happens. And like I said, I haven't actually said, but basically the fact that I've literally spent £76 on 4 super rares. Okay, I buy another one. Let's just call it like £80-90. The looking at the prize pool, I basically need to win. I need to come like top between 11th and 20th twice, effectively, over the course of a season to pay back what I've spent on those super rares. Like, that just feels too good to be true, but it isn't. Like, that is actually the truth. Like, just because I've got these super rares so cheap. Yeah, Excelsior aren't great. I'm not expecting them to win every week because they're not going to. PSV, Feyenoord, 20. There's some wicked teams in the Dutch league. So I'm not expecting to win every week, but I haven't bought them at a price where I need to win every week, if that makes any sense. That's the whole, do I go out and buy the best, most expensive cards on Sorare, or do I buy the more budgety options, knowing that there's less pressure on me and I need to win less to recoup that money? Whereas if you're going out to buy the smashers, yeah, you'll win more frequently, but will you be able to accumulate or, sort of pay back the amount you've spent and the premium you spend on those big cards or good cards? That's the conundrum, basically, is what I'm sort of telling you about there. So yeah, we're going to track all this. I've done my rare spending challenger, so it's £165. We've got we've got Challenger back this weekend, so we'll see how much money I win from there. Hopefully we hit the lowest streak and maybe some leaderboard cash. This is my rare Eredivisie spend, so £150 on the rare Excelsior stack, and I've currently spent, is that right? Yeah, I've spent £309 on my Belgium League team, which I bought like in that first episode that you saw, and I did hit that first streak, which was £15. This week we're going for the second streak, which is like £35 roughly. So we'll be at 15 to 20% return on the first 2 weeks. Again, it's a long week. It's a long road ahead. But yeah, I did wanna. I don't know. I changed my tune on the Excel stuff. I definitely wasn't shaming anyone that does do this, and definitely there's people that do it in way more depth and stuff. And fair play to you, but I just don't find too much enjoyment in doing it like too religiously, if that makes sense. But I think it is good to just keep yourself accountable of what you're spending. And it's good to look back on as well to see if you've done well. Like, that's the only way you know if you're doing well in this game. Like, if you've made back what you've kind of spent. So yeah, with all that said, what do we need to do next? I don't need to, but I'm going to show you my midweek lineups. So there's Leagues Cup going on. Unfortunately, fortunately, Oscar Gluck's moved to Ajax, but unfortunately it happened and the news broke during the game week. So he is a DMP for me. And the rest of the lads have kind of done okay, despite my captain completely sucking. But yeah, Diego Luna got a goal last night. My Super stuff's looking pretty good. I'm projected third here, which would be 1,000 essence, which would be amazing, because I could easily craft then a Super, which would be great. This lineup has it has the chance of doing okay. Avia completely killed it, but Brooklyn Reigns got an assist. Nobody else has played yet. It's obviously under 23 rare, so that has a chance. Like, if the other lads sort of perform, my all-star lineups have been horrendous, and I did do 2 arena lineups, so I do technically need to update my my rare essence spend. So I've spent 200 essence this midweek. I don't know what I'll end up getting back. It'll probably be nothing, knowing that Maxi Moraes didn't even play or come off the bench for New York, which is gutting. And yeah, Buanga came off the bench. Pereira did start, to be fair, but yeah, I've absolutely shat the bed there, in all honesty. I probably should have done late entry arena, which you can do in limited and rare, where you can wait for the lineups to come out and then enter your players. I think it only kind of works well if you've got like a stack of one team, because you know the exact lineup. Whereas if you've got like 3 players from one team that you know the lineup of and 2 that you don't, you're still running that risk of the other players not playing, basically, or not starting at least. Guzan with an own goal, which is just great to see. But yeah, I feel like I'm talking really quickly. If I am, lads, please do let me know in the comment section, and I'll you won't be able to tell me right now, but I'll look back on the comments and definitely correct it next time. But I'm just so excited. Like, there's just so many things to go through. I haven't really spoken about the mega boost situation thing that's going on in Premier League, well, the top 4 leagues basically. So effectively, well, hot streaks are, in every league, every in-season league, but for the Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga, and Ligue 1, the streaks are ×5 if you play the first week. Let me see if I can find the thing that explains it all. So yeah, hot streak 5x mega boost. So basically, if you play the first week of Premier League and any of these competitions, but right now, well, yeah, Liga and La Liga and Premier League all come back in game week 104, which is like 2 weeks away. Bundesliga is the week after. Anyway, with this 5x thing, if you have a team set for the first week in the Premier League and you hit 405 points, for example, just above the lowest threshold, you will win $100 back in rare, like, because it's 5x. Normally it's $20. Obviously times 5 is 100. In limited, it's normally $5. You get 25. If you do that consecutively for the first 5 weeks, which, don't get me wrong, is very hard to do, and on the 5th week you hit over 510 points in rare or 460 points in limited, you will win 20,000 flipping dollars. Normally it would be 4,000, but everything's times 5 if you play the first week. Like, if you don't play the first week, you won't get times 5 on the second week or anything. You have to play the first week to do that, which is an incentive for people to spend on players right now and spend big, basically. Look, it's a clever sort of thing for Sorare to do. They know what they're doing. They know it's going to increase spend and sort of early spend. I'm just seeing some of the cards go here. Yeah, we got Nottingham Forest. What's Nico going for? 33 quid in limited. I would like to maybe get a limited Premier League stack. I don't think I'll play Premier League rare in season, but I might do it in limited, depending on what the prices look like. But yeah, some of these prices are just crazy. I think Vert's limited went for £500. I'm pretty sure. I could have a look now. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier on in the video, if you are interested in signing up and getting involved in any of these leagues or whatever, there is a market credit boost up to $150, euros or pounds. And yeah, you get 50% off basically your spend. I was just gonna have a look at how much Big Flo Verts is gone for in season. The first Liverpool card of Flo Verts. Oh yeah, so they're shown as the Bundesliga ones are in season. No, there's one. No, I need to go off sale. Sorry, I'm being an idiot here. So, unfortunately, it's showing all the La Liga. There we go. Yeah, £505 for the first Florian Wirtz. He's a forward card as well, which is huge. Like, the fact that he's a forward card is massive. Like, you can get the classic version of Wirtz for 35 quid, and the in season is 505. And if you're new watching this, you might be like, well, you might not be, but basically those are the same card. But obviously one has a Liverpool badge and stuff. That doesn't really mean too much apart from like collection bonus and stuff. But what it does mean is having the in-season Florian Wirtz, obviously he can play in-season. Now I'm going to confuse you now if you are new. You can play a classic Wirtz in-season, but the other 4 cards you play in the lineup have to be in-season. So, the fact that he's got an in-season Wirtz, he could play like a classic Salah with that Wirtz and obviously 3 other in-season cards, for the Prem. That might be a bit too confusing if you are new watching that. But anyway, £505 for the first Wirtz is absolutely... I mean, it is crazy, but I don't know. It might not be with these 5x boost thing. Like, I don't know, genuinely. What did the rare go for? The rare went for nearly 1.3k. The rare Florian Wirtz, absolutely insane. Wirtz, whatever we're going to pronounce it. My German pronunciation isn't great. Sorry, lads. My English pronunciation isn't great either. Being a Welsh speaker, not easy for me to do that. On the topic of Premier League, though, I am being sent to Atlanta United's ground on Sunday to watch Manu versus Manu Everton and Bournemouth West Ham back to back. I'm going on a little scouting mission. Sorare have sent me. I'm going to do a little bit of content there and stuff, and keep an eye on all the new cards and stuff, and see how those 4 teams perform. So that'll be fun. Follow me on Instagram. My link might be in the description. I think it's just at Harry Sorare. I think that's my Instagram. But yeah, I'll be doing some shorts and some stories over there. So yeah, if you have Instagram, please do follow me over there. I never push my Instagram. In fairness, I probably should. But what have I rambled? I've rambled on for 27 minutes. I don't think I've rambled as much. I've rambled, but I thought we'd have been like later on in the video already by now, because we're basically at the point where we need to build some lineups for game week 100. So we're aiming for the second streak in the Jupiler League. We're aiming for our first streak in Challenger. And we've snuck our way into Contender Rare in season. Again, looking for that $20 first streak. We will then be playing under 23 and All-Star. So yeah, last night I had the Contender bug because I found out that a couple of my cards, which I'll get into now, some of them are in season technically. So this Dennis Seaman, who I have 2 of, I won him months ago in under 23. He's now playing for Paderborn on loan from Stuttgart. Supposed to be a really good keeper. Anyway, Bundesliga 2 is back this weekend, and he is technically in season for another 2 weeks because the Bundesliga cards don't come out for another week or so. Confusing, whatever, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm basically cheating my way into in season. I then bought this Paul Jekyll, who plays for whoever, Minster or whatever. I don't know their name. I don't really care what their name is, but basically he was like £5, and he has 2 weeks left as well because again he is a Bundesliga card. I bought this Ryan Ravelisson last night as well for £6. I do have an Oxshare collection, which is pretty nice. So he had 3% collection bonus on top of his scores. I do have a Gaten Perrin who's moved to Krasnodar, but he's 10% on to start right now, which is not enough for me. He probably does come off the bench, so I am going to start my Aliou Balde, who moved to the Swiss League. Again, he was part of my Nice collection last year, and he's still in season, so he's basically a bit of a cheat code. So all 4 of those cards are in season, despite them not being new season cards. Confusing, but there is, there's basically, there's a couple of weeks where the turnover between the new Bundesliga cards and the old ones, and even the French League ones, because we don't have French League cards yet, so that means these cards are in season for a game or 2. But I'm taking advantage of that because the streaks are obviously lowered right now, aren't they? They're 275 points for the first streak, you win $20. So I've spent 12 quid here on these 2, this midfielder and defender. I already had these other 2 cards. And I'm looking to win $20 back this weekend, 15, 16 quid. So I could pay those 2 cards off if I hit 275 points this weekend. As you can see, 275 up there, and it's $20, not 10 for the first few weeks. So I'm trying to just win it back as quick as possible. Now I can use 1 classic card here. In all in-season comps, you can play 1 classic card as everyone will know if you're not new around here, but if you are new, just letting you know. Now, I don't know if Depay's going to play yet. I'm going to put him in there for now. He's at home to Fortaleza. I fancy him to do well, but I don't know if he's going to start yet. So it's still early on. It's Thursday morning, basically, on mid-afternoon whilst I'm filming this. So, yeah, we've still got time, but that's going to be my contender lineup, trying to hit the $20 first streak. We do have 6% boost on the lineup as well because none of them play... none of them play for the same team. You're allowed 2 players from the same team, and you can still get this 6%. And it's also under 260 points, as you can see here. It's only 206 points because my goalie's an L15-0 because he hasn't really played football for ages, right? So it's kind of cheat code there. So that's contender out the way. We'll then go for our Jupiler League lineup, which again we are going for a streak, but we are aiming for that second streak, which is $40. We need to hit 330 points. Which I think we can do. I haven't really brought any new Belgium League cards in. All I've done is won that Taniguchi, which I might use here, but I'm not too sure. So Taniguchi's only 60% on because he's just come back from injury. So I think I'm going to play Dan Fowlen. To be fair, my matchups this week aren't great. Antwerp are away to Genk, Anderlecht away to Cercle Bruges, Denders away to Standard Liège. So I'll be honest, it's not going to be easy, I don't think, for me to hit this streak. Now, I can use 1 classic card as usual, and I think I'm going to go with big Brandon Michele, who smashed last game week. I think he scored a 97. Unfortunately, Hans Van Aken last week as my captain didn't plan out very good. But I do think I'm going to go for him. I do have quite a lot of options here, but I do think he's probably the best. He plays Friday, though, and I'm a bit worried about that. And I am going to give him the armband. And thankfully, we do get the 2% multi-club bonus because we only have 2 Antwerp cards, not 3. And I'm 5 under the 260 cap, so I get 6% on top of that. So if my team scores 300 points, it'll actually score 315 points or whatever 6% is, 318 points, which can be all the difference, right? Because I need to hit 330. So it's going to be close because I don't think those matchups are going to warrant massive scores from my players. But, it could definitely happen. Now, in Challenger Rare, we have obviously bought those Scottish cards. I bought a Shamal George, who's playing against Celtic, actually. And I do have this Ovi guy who does play in the Danish league. Challengers like Scotland, Denmark, Turkey, Austria, Portugal, I think. But those leagues aren't back yet. So it's just Denmark and the Scottish league this weekend. So yeah, we're going to build some lineups for this. We're aiming for the first threshold. I haven't hit any thresholds yet. Obviously, really tough game for Motherwell, opening game of the season against Rangers, but they are at home, so like I'm honestly not too, I'm worried, but I'm kind of not at the same time. Dundee at home to Hibs. I fancy Simon Murray to do pretty well there. Hopefully he can get us a goal. In defence, we do have this Sadiq Fofana, who again is one of those cheat code like in-season players, but he's not. But he technically is, whatever, for like another week. I could play him. He plays in Austria. In fairness, it's tough because obviously I can only play one classic card. This Ovi guy is classic. Shamal George away to Celtic. Now, of course, that isn't a great matchup at all, is it? Let's just be honest. But he could get a ton of saves there. And the fact that you don't lose a negative decisive now for 3 goals conceded as a keeper, I really do think it gives those type of players a little bit more, just a bit more freedom to be able to use them. I'm not saying they're going to turn out to be like better than the best goalies, but I do think their floor, like their lowest scores, kind of increase in such a way. Now, of course, if he concedes like 3 goals, he still loses minus 15 points because a goal conceded now is minus 5, not minus 3 like it used to be. But at the same time, I do think there's still merit in those type of like keepers. I paid 30 quid for him, which feels too cheap. I'm going to play Mats Kohler as my classic card in defence. And then as my other player, I'm going to go with... I'm tempted to go with another Motherwell player, to be honest. I'm going to captain Kohler because the Bromby fixture I think is a little bit better than the Motherwell one. Do I get 6% on that? I get 6% because I don't use any more than 2 players from one team. Now I can use another lineup. It's annoying that it shows me the players I've already picked, but I'm not going to be too annoyed at that right now. We'll go Fofana here. I can't use any of my classic cards, so I'm going to go Dylan Levitt. I've already used Ovi, who's classic. I'm going to use Karidzis. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's one of the new signings for Hearts. Apparently, he's looking really, really sharp in pre-season, so I'm quite excited to use him. I then could use this Elijah Just, or who's 90% on, or I could use this Tawanda. I could use Richard King. See, these players have already been picked. It's annoying that they're coming back up in the lineup builder. That just really annoys me because I could like double pick them. I'm going to give him the armband at home to Aberdeen. So I basically got 2 shots. I get the 6% bonus as well. I got 2 shots at hitting the 250 streak there. It looks like they play on Monday. So yeah, 2 shots at hitting that 275, which I think's good. I've only got 1 shot in Belgium. I've got obviously 2 in Challenger and 1 in Contender. So that's all the in-season stuff done. We could then move on to under 23. We'll go into Super Rare first and see what we can cook up. So we have Rocco Rios Novo in Leagues Cup. We have Toblace and away to USG is a very tough game. So I'm going to go with Rocco Novo there. It has to be Højbjerg's at 70% now. That's interesting. I don't know why Højbjerg wouldn't be at 90%. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's weird as well. 31% seems strange as well. They take the percentages from Sorare inside. We can quickly have a look at why Højbjerg isn't, like normally he's at 90%. Wonder what's going on. Rumours of a Højbjerg sale. Oh wow, okay. Well, that's worrisome. I mean, he could end up getting an amazing move, but at the same time, it's still pretty worrisome. Let's go Noah Eli there. He plays tonight, actually, but let's just see how that works. You know, if he... Yeah, we'll see numbers-wise. Like these teams are subject to change because there's just so many things sort of going on and stuff. Players play tonight and obviously play on the weekend. Aliu, I think we'll go Aliu. Aliu's looking sharp right now for Columbus Crew. And then as our last player, it's looking tight. Egeli would be the pick, but he might be moving to PSV, so I'm a little bit worried about that. So let's go Niko Jankovic. We'll captain Luna this time. I won't make the same mistake of captaining Jack McGlynn this midweek. Multi-club bonus, and we get the cap to 370 boost on the Super Rares because it's SO7. So 6% on that, and that feels pretty good. I don't think I have enough Super Rares to play another Super Rare lineup, like to utilize my Toblason. I might have to use him in maybe Arena or All-Star. So what have we got going on here? We have a Dennis Seaman that we could use. Rocco Rios Novo at home to Necaxa. Novo's been pretty good recently since getting the the starting role because Ustari's injured. We have Mitrovic as well. Obviously, we could use the lacing down here. I'm going to skip goalkeeper for now. I'm not too confident to make a decision there. But I think Smets definitely gets the nod. I've got 5% collection bonus on him, so he's a really fun one. We've got Emin Byram, who's looking pretty good right now. At home to who are they playing at home to? Zolta. And they're not great. And Emin Byram can always score pretty well. I'll use my Luna McGlynn in here as well. I have super rares and rares of those two. They're my favourite MLS players. Johnny Struker's up front. As my extra player, we've got the Circle of Bruges boys. I might go Jankovic as well. I have a rare Jankovic somewhere. Let's have a look. Double up on the Jankovic, McGlynn's and Lunas. That'll be pretty fun. And then it's either Rockarius Novo or we go with Dennis Seaman. I think I'm going to go with Novo just because there's probably a little bit less risk with him, like he's been playing, whereas like Paderborn, first game of the season, anything could happen, right? In the good context, in a good way and a bad way. We'll do another rare lineup then. We'll go Seaman this time round. We'll give him a chance. We'll go Nazinho at home to Anderlecht. He was poised to get a move as well, wasn't he? I think. Let's try out John Tolkien. First game of the season against Actually, we can't do that. We can't play. Right. This is one thing I don't like to do. Cardinal sin. Players playing against each other, especially a player like John Tolkien that could easily get an assist, which could then make Seaman not get a clean sheet. So what I'm going to make sure there is not play Seaman in the same lineup as Tolkien. There's a couple of players that played tonight, like Midtjylland played tonight, so we don't know their situation necessarily. We could go Tom Kleiss here. He's on loan at Zulte. This team doesn't look great. I think Clarkson probably plays for Aberdeen. We don't have any predictions on him yet. And then up front, we'll go Alan Minda, again for Cercle Bruges. Do we have Christian Ravenge somewhere? I do like the new setup for... Yeah, there he is. So we've got a couple of Circular boys there. We'll give Nazinho the captain's armband for the secondary lineup. And then we'll probably move over to All-Star for now. And then we'll do All-Star Super Rare. And then we'll move into All-Star Rare. And I think that could conclude the video. It might not be an hour long, lads. We're only at 40 minutes so far. So we got Layson, Brad Guzan, who fucking... Poor Brad. He always seems to have a calamity in him, doesn't he? We've got Ortwin de Wolf, and then we've got Leo Jardim. I think Jardim is suspended because he got red carded in this game here. Yeah, so I think he'll be red carded. So we'll probably have to go with Ortwin de Wolf, who plays against Club Brugge. Very tough game. But I am confident, again, he's one of those keepers that I think could benefit from, facing a lot of shots, basically. And kind of, his score, definitely benefiting from that. We're going to go with Zanka. I didn't realise Zanka would be that nailed on to play. So that's pretty fun. We'll go Zanka and Utkus, another Cercle of Bruges player. Now, I have the Lord Vanaken on sale right now. I've had a couple of bites on him. I don't know whether I'll end up selling him or not, because I'm not really too interested in playing in-season Belgium League right now. Especially at Super A Unique level. I'm more interested in playing it at Eredivisie, like I've already done. So I'm quite tempted to sell my Vanaken if somebody comes... So I did actually get a good offer on him today, but I think... I'm going to hold out for a little bit more. Could go with Pablo Ruiz, knowing that he was the one that helped me. He got a late assist last week to get me that $800. So I think I'll repay him and give him the armband this week. We'll go Joseph Paintsill. And then for our extra player, could go Balikwisha. I wouldn't be opposed to that. But I do think Navarro at home to Tijuana feels a bit punchier. We'll give Paintsill the armband there. I think I can build one more Super Rare lineup with relative confidence. So we'll see how that'll look. Let's go with Toblace and then away to USG. Not an easy game by any stretch. Again, we don't know the condition on some of these players, so I'm kind of going with some of the guys who are already sort of set to start, and then I'll work my way into some of the guys that are a little bit more tricky to work out. Like I think Ramos Mingo plays. He played in the Cup last night. We'll leave Vanaken out of things for now. We'll go with Ruiz again. We've got two Ruizes. We'll go Shambo. He's so hit and miss right now, Shambo. I don't really know what's going on. And then I'm going to go Balikwisha. I might go double forward here. I might go Balikwisha and Mats Kohler. We'll give him the armband as well. I have a forward version of Mats Kohler in Super A, and as you might have saw earlier with that Challenger lineup, I do have a defender version in Rare. Can we stretch one more lineup out? Brad Guzan, I mean, he's captain. Surely he doesn't get... he doesn't get benched. Maybe he does though, but this is just a complete punt. Like my third lineup is never on paper going to do anything, of any importance. It might scrape some essence. Like that's the only reason I'm putting this in here. And the other reason is, of course, the players earn XP. Like if you don't play players in lineups, sorry, let me move Vanaka now. If you don't play players in lineups, they can't earn XP unless you boost them up. So that's just another little side point. So that's why sometimes it's worth just putting players in lineups just for the sake of XP. And at very best, maybe you pinch a bit of essence. Okay, rare all-star then. What have we got going on then? We've got a couple of goalies to pick from. We could go Delange at home to Anderlecht. We've still got that Dennis Seaman. Van Kronberg probably loses his starting place at Genk because they've got Lowell now. Tobias Lowell from Lask or wherever he was in Austria. Fry still probably out. And then the rest of them are all risks. So let's go with Delange. You've got a clean sheet on the opening game of the season for Cercle Bruges. We've got a decent amount of defenders to choose from here, haven't we? But it's just about picking the right ones, which is just the hardest thing to do in this game. Makes it fun, but also makes it so frustrating as well. Yeah, Rijeka have a decent matchup. Let's go with Radulic there. We'll go Juan Caceres as our other midfielder. Now we're getting into some of the fun cards. So Evander at home feels pretty fun. I tell you what was a fun development last night. Rodrigo de Paul played his first game for Inter Miami in the Leagues Cup. Nearly 25 AA on his first game, and he was taking set pieces. So I think I might have to introduce de Paul. I bought two of him as well, just because one wasn't going to be enough. I'm going to use one of my Vanakans though for one of the midfielder spots. We've got Buangas, we've got Zahas, we've got Navarro's. A couple of good options there. Yeah, let's go with Buanga. Surely he turns up in this second Leagues Cup game after not starting the first one, And then I'm tempted to go with Valles. He started off the season really, really well. I'm going to give the armband to Evander. Unfortunately, we don't get the Cap 370 boost, but we do get the multi-club boost, so we get 2% boost on that lineup, like score-wise, not like rewards-wise. I hope that makes sense. Let's make our secondary lineup then. And then for the rest of the players I've got, I really think I'm just going to keep them for Arena and do maybe late swap Arena throughout the week, or throughout the game week. I might add another all-star lineup or two, tomorrow, but probably not. We'll do a Genk defensive stack. It would have been great if I could have played my Van Kronberg, but it looks like he's going to lose his starting spot. We can go Vanaken again because we're not using him yet. Should we go? Yeah, we'll risk De Paul. De Paul's 70% on. He played a lot of football last night since, he only signed like a couple of days ago. Let's use Zaha. We'll use Zaha. Is he away to Chicago, is he? I can't. Is that Chicago? Oh, no, Guadalajara. I thought that was Chicago, sorry. With the abbreviation. And then let's go Rusnak at home to Santos Laguna. We'll give the Lord the captaincy. Unfortunately, again, we don't get the Cap 370 boost. I do think there is something in like aiming for that. But at the same time, I don't think you should just purposely play bad cards over good ones just for the 4% boost. Like you're better off playing you're better off playing a better guy normally. So that's two rare lineups done in All Star. 2 challenger rares. We've got the contender rare. We got the 1 super rare under 23, 2 rare under 23s. We got 3 All Star super rare lineups and 2 rares. I might add a few more lineups in the next day or so, maybe. Because you can have 4 lineups in, All-Star and stuff. You can actually have 4 lineups in under 23 in all these competitions now. It used to be only 3, but they've changed it. So, yeah, lads, that could be the conclusion, to be fair. I really thought this would have been a marathon. I mean, it has been a decently long video. I hope you've enjoyed it. But I really thought we would have jumped above the 1 hour mark, but it hasn't been the case. I'm just going to have one more little scan through the Premier League auctions. I would really love to have a Harry Wilson in season card, but I don't know who else I'd pair with him, the other 4 players right now. So I'm going to stay on the fence. Oh, look at that. Haaland rare. Oh, did it glitch? No, we don't want Mark Gahey. We want that. Oh, Cherky as well. Where's that Haaland? 3 minutes left. £823. Jesus. See how I mentioned the ticket thing? Like if you finish second or third, you'll get tickets as well, those spinny tickets. That's a pretty penny for Haaland. I think auction, like if you are new and you are like on the fence of getting involved, I would wait a couple of days for auction prices maybe to die down a little bit, because the Prem doesn't start now for a couple of weeks. So, unless you're a big Everton fan and you really want the 1 of 1,000 and you're willing to pay the premium, I don't really think it's worth it otherwise. Now, of course, you can get collection bonuses and stuff quicker than other people, fine, but the premium is normally pretty, it's a pretty penny to pay. And yeah, I think if you're trying to do it on a budget, I think you should wait out the first couple of days and stuff, let the dust settle a little bit, and then maybe dive into the market and find, value that way, because otherwise you are just playing a premium. Now, there's going to be a premium regardless because of that 5x boost thing, and you have to play the first week to be entitled to the 5x boost. So yeah, take all that into consideration. Any more questions, let me know. If you are interested in joining my Discord, as a little plug before we end the video, it's £1 a week, £4 a month. Private Discord, tons of Sorare and footy knowledge in there. I was going to say footy in there, but yeah, tons of football and Sorare knowledge in there. I'm there, basically 24/7 to help out as well, as best as I can. And just a little plug. There's a link in the description, or there might be a join button if you're watching this on desktop. Then probably isn't on iPhone or whatever, or TV. But hope you have a great week, lads. Let me know if you're getting involved. I am giving away a few cards, as I mentioned already. So sorry, gallery names in the comment section. Please leave a like. Massive good luck this weekend, and I shall see you guys in episode 3.